Hello everyone, and welcome to the 8th episode of my Dark Souls Dex Build playthrough. My name is Tebril, and today we're going to continue our journey throughout Lodron. But first, we're going to do something risky. See, there is a guy who will only spawn here if you go human. He kind of acts as an introduction invader, so that you get the hang of what invading is like. Well, being invaded anyways. So, I'm going to go rest at this bonfire and reverse hollowing. This will make me human, and it'll come with a great risk. See, not only that NPC can invade us, but so can other players. And this is a hot spot for invasions. So, as we continue our journey throughout the sewer, let's hope we survive the onslaught of possible players and NPC monsters. Okay, let's block this guy, kill him, and basically do what we did before. Only now, we have a little bit of a view of what's going to come up. Like, as you can see here, there's that giant rat that you might have saw in the last episode. Sorry about that. Having a little bit of a throat problem, it seems. Okie doke. Let's continue. And assault, of course. Those things are really nice. Just amass a bunch of them and use them when you want to pop them on something. Okay. Now, there's one of those channeler guys here. Not fun to fight. And as you can see, he will... Generally, most of the time, he'll buff those rats and expect you to go after them. But it seems he wanted to kill us first, and that didn't really work out in his favor, did it? Because those rats can hurt a lot, so... I wonder if there's a particular line of code or something that determines whether he'll go after us or not. I'm not exactly sure how that works in this game, whether it's just all up to random chance or proximity or what. Anyways, you saw this giant rat drop some humanity, like I mentioned earlier. Oh, and we got some more humanity. That's actually really nice. Rats will drop humanity occasionally. It's not a high chance, but it is a decent chance, as you saw. So out of all the rats that we've killed, we've gotten 2 humanity thus far. And hey, look, a large Titanite shard. And as I mentioned before, with those, you can use those to upgrade your weapon past +5. And with the Ember we have, we can upgrade it to +10. Which we will be doing here actually fairly soon. I might want to upgrade it just a little bit before we go down too much further. But for now, I think it's fine. Especially with all of our nice resins that we have. Okay, let's see here. This way. Oh. I didn't even notice him there. God, he was even in this area. Okay, there we go. Slime down. And as you can see, this is a little bit of a trap. So let's see if we can get past it. Yep. We could have gone that way, and it would have pretty much, you know, had us bypass it, but, either way works, I suppose. Oh, yep, there's a rat. Giant rat we saw earlier. Let's take care of this rat right here before we, even try and kill that one. Don't want him sneaking us up behind us and, smacking us. Okay, so there is a way to kill that rat up there fairly easily. If you remember in the last episode, I actually mentioned a different path you could take to get down to the sewers by breaking some boxes behind that butcher guy. Now, you could go up there and you will drop down in a higher tier of this room, and you can do a plunging attack straight onto the rat's head. You'll also find a spider shield up there, I believe, which I might want to pick up here soon. So, let's see if we can face this guy. He hits pretty hard, so generally you just want to stay out of his way and poke him, if possible. I'll see if I can throw some fire bombs at him. It might do some good. Yep, it did a little bit of good. Man, he has a lot of health. Okay. Oh, wow. If needed, you can retreat to this back area over here and heal. And he'll just de-aggro again until you come back up. So, just do what you need to. And he's dead. A little bit of a pain with our current weapon, but not too hard, especially with the fire bombs. And we got a humanity from him. How generous of him. I believe he will always drop a humanity. However, he's one of the few enemies in this game that will only spawn once. So don't expect to be able to farm him or anything. Okay. Now, going down here, we could go straight down, and that'll lead into the sewers. Deeper part of the sewers anyways. And to where we want to go to fight that invader. However, for now, we are going to stick to the left. And if we hug this wall while sliding down here, we'll actually make it to the other side safely. So, let's go like here, and as you can see, safely down. We're going to do that because we want to go up this way before we do any sort of invader fighting. And we open up this. Now what does this? Nah. What does this do? Well, as you can see, we are now back up here. And near the bonfire. So, it's a very nice shortcut to have. Told you there'd be something here. It's just locked. That door is locked from the other side, so we have to unlock it from this side. Okay, we got 3 flasks. I think that's plenty for what we need to do. So, let's go down here. This is the safe way for approaching the sewer instead of just falling down. Oh yes, there's tons of these guys. A little bit of a pain here. And we got a slime on us. Oh. Oh, I figured that actually that would block the shot, but apparently the AoE got through. Okay. And it seems there's still... Oh, I thought that one was alive. Let's kill this one. Okay. Watch those. Those. Nothing in there. Now, an invader should pop up here quite shortly. Forgot exactly where I need to be. Go around this corner, I believe he'll appear. I believe he gets summoned. Yep, right there. Dark Spirit Knight Kirk. Now, he's an NPC, he's not an actual player. But he's actually fairly easy to kill. You just need to go around, backstab him. Treat him like you would any enemy, really. He can also cause bleed damage on you, and he seems to be able to go through my shield, so if you're running with a similar setup to mine, you might want to be just a bit careful. So, just watch out. Okay. Now, usually I'm able to kill him fairly easily, but it appears our weapon is not doing as much damage as I would have liked. We may start to switch over weapons here shortly, and there are a couple weapons I have in mind. So, for killing an invader, we get some humanity, and he apparently dropped his spiked shield and barbed straight sword. I believe those are only rare drops, or not necessarily rare, but he has a chance of dropping them, and it's not all the time. I could be wrong. But he's actually an NPC phantom you'll fight at 3 different occasions. Oh, looks like that slime followed us. Didn't know they could actually do it this far. Okay, let's see, his sword, if I remember right, it isn't too great. Yeah, it is, I believe, the only straight sword with bleeding on it, though, which makes it an interesting proposition. So, let us go ahead and explore these, the rest of this area. Now, that guy, that is a, you know, actually, I can't quite remember what they're called at this moment for some reason. But, anyways, they will turn you to stone, and it is called a curse effect, basically. When that happens, it'll make it so your health is halved by 50%. And I don't think you can go human until you can get rid of the curse effect. Now, there's a couple different ways you can get rid of curse, but one of the main ways is to buy a purging stone from one of the merchants, and I think we picked one up earlier, or at least showed you one. Oh yeah, these guys are called basilisks. Anyone who's been interested in any sort of lore would probably pick that out, even though they don't really look anything like a traditional basilisk. So, just stay out of their smoke and just kill them. Other than that, they're actually fairly easy. They cannot damage you at all, aside from cursing you. I think they can jump on you, but it only staggers you. I don't think it does any damage. Or if it does so little damage, it's negligible. Oh, see. Oh, okay. Seems he had a bit of trouble. Okay, we're going up. Don't want to be caught in that. These guys aren't too hard at all. They don't even have that much health. Just get out of their AoE and you'll be just fine. Although, a lot of people seem to have trouble with them, especially because they don't know what they're dealing with. Personally, I think I've only gotten cursed by them once the whole time I've ever played this game, and that was because I was running a character with very low curse resistance. Kind of similar to this one, although my gear may give me decent curse resistance. Actually, I don't think it's giving me any. Interesting. If you see these statues, those are not statues at all. Those are actually players who have been cursed. It's a little interesting tidbit that the game presents, and it's one of those things that makes Dark Souls so lovable. The interconnectivity of the players without it being, well, shoved in your face so much. Okay. Basically throughout here we're just looking for extra loot. This is an optional area. You don't need to go down here. It's nice to visit in order to pick some stuff up though. And right here we get the Ring of the Evil Eye. Now, this ring absorbs HP from fallen enemies. So when you kill an enemy, it gives you a little bit of HP back. This could be good for farming. Other than that, it's not that great, to be frank. If you don't have a ring, or if you have an empty ring slot, or don't have any rings at all except for that one, go ahead and put it on. It'll be useful to you, but exactly how useful is up for debate, I suppose. So, go over here, and there's another one of those ledges. Jump over it. Wish it was actually just a jump button instead of a run and jump, but, you know. So much you can do, I suppose. And now I believe we've cleared this place out, so we're going to head back up. Okay, it can get a little mazy in here. If it's your first time going through this area and you get lost, don't worry, just follow one side of the wall and keep following that one side until you reach the exit. So, you should be fine. Anyways, continuing up this way. There you see a rat wigging out. And a couple other rats that are alive as can be. So let's kill them. And let's go through this way. Now we can talk to this guy.
Aye, sure, aye. I'm Donald of Zee. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
And he's a merchant. You can buy some gold pine resin. Now, this is a subtle way of the game developers saying that, maybe you should buy some of this. For the next boss is actually weak to lightning. He also sells some swords and stuff, which is actually quite nice. I believe this is also a way of the game developers to give you a weapon if you haven't upgraded yours yet. The crystal weapons are very nice, however, they cannot be upgraded. Or, they cannot be repaired, I should say. They can be upgraded, and when you upgrade an item, it repairs it, but that's the only way to repair a crystal item. So let's see what else he has. If I remember it, he has some armor as well, and he sells some arrows. So, Helm of the Wise, Armor of the Glorious, Gauntlets of the Vanquisher, and Boots of the Explorer. I believe these have curse resistance. Yeah, decent curse resistance. And decent stats all around. I remember my first time through I actually got this whole set. Granted, it is not that great of a set, but if you like the way it looks on him, in a sort of weird, ridiculous way, then go right ahead. Right here, this is the entrance to Blighttown. Or one of the two anyways. It's the official entrance, quote-unquote. And we'll be getting the key to there after we defeat the boss here. So, we're going to go up here and rest at the bonfire really quick. Maybe level up a tad. And then we'll go down and kill the boss. Either that or we'll go back up and do some upgrading. I'm unsure of which at this moment. So let's just level up a little bit first. Dex is always nice. And so is endurance. Okay. So 25 dex. Oh, hey, it looks like we have a summon here. See, now this is a example of... Oh, he disappeared, but that was an example of player summons. Now, we're probably not going to use a player summon for this. I think we're just going to use lair. But, you can summon players if you're human, as mentioned before. The problem with becoming human though, is that you can get invaded by other players when you're human. So it's kind of a trade-off. Do you want help? You're gonna have to probably fight for it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, seems like the rat ran in there. We're going up, and he smacked us. Okay, we'll be fine. And behold, the boss room. Quite a large boss room. Well, it's quite a large boss. So, let's actually check something really quick. I want to see how much pine resin we have. I believe we still have 2 of the gold and 5 of pine. Okay. Charcoal, I should say. Okay. Now, you'll find a couple items up in these... I don't know, I guess you could call these rafters or ramparts. I'm unsure exactly what to call this area. Because this area looks just kind of like a giant cistern of sorts. But there are a couple soul items, and I think maybe a piece of armor. I know there's the warrior starting armor down there. Yeah, heavy crossbow. As said before, crossbows aren't that great in this game, as you can't manually aim them. However, from a medium distance, they're alright. There's one crossbow in particular that is very, very good at this. I believe it's called the Avalon, and it can shoot 3 bolts in one go. So, we are going to summon Knight Solaire, and we're gonna traverse that area. And I'm gonna let this cutscene play, just as a treat for you all. I think for now on I will let cutscenes play if possible, but I'm going to have to narrate over them. I do not want to get a copyright strike on my YouTube channel. It unfortunately happens to a lot of Let's Players because some people don't know that fair use is a thing, apparently. So, as you can see, this is the boss. Say hi to the gaping dragon. Now we're going to use that soapstone, or not soapstone, gold pine resin here in a second. And he isn't too hard of a boss, however he can be very intimidating. And he can hurt a lot if you're not careful, so. You want to attack his tail as much as possible. Oh, and not get crushed. Basically, this boss is just a big pushover. He's not too hard at all. You can do a lot of damage, though, so. Oh. Yeah. As you can see, he can do a lot of damage. Gonna heal up to full because that almost killed me in a straight hit. And we destroyed his tail. Most bosses that have tails, at least large tails, will drop a boss item when you cut off the tail. So it's generally worth trying to cut off the tail if possible. Although most of them are heavy weapons, except for a few notable cases. Oh, and he is puking. That'll corrode your armor, I believe, and it'll do a decent amount of damage. So you don't want to get hit by that. Okay, he's almost dead, but we're going to use another gold pine resin and try to take him out. Get behind him, poke him a bit. And Solaire is dead? Yep, Solaire's dead. Well, he was a nice distraction at least. At the very least, Solaire can be used as a distraction, if not an outright helper. But Gaping Dragon is now down. Only with 2 uses of the gold pine resin and a +5 upgraded weapon. So, we get some humanities, homeward bone, and a decent chunk of souls. Looks like he has no longer any need to be hungry, for he is dead. Anyways, that was an example of one of the few remaining dragons in this game. See, most of the other dragons, quote-unquote, you see in these games aren't actually dragons. I believe they're just drakes, and they aren't the, they're only tangentially related to the dragons that you see in the beginning cutscene of this game. So, that over there is just the starting armor for the warrior. So I think I might pick it up just to, you know, show you guys, but other than that, I don't really have much use for it. So, okay, and now that we killed that boss, we can no longer get invaded. So, I am gonna go up and actually pick up some more pine resin, just in case if we need it later. The stuff is very nice, and it's very rare to come by unless if you're farming for it. So, we are gonna pick some up right now, just in case if we need it later. So, let's pick up 3 is good. So, we're back to our starting amount. And you'll, as he says, you'll actually meet him again soon. And we are going to go into Blight Town here soon, but we're going to upgrade our weapon past +5 before that. It's highly recommended that you do that. So, we are going to go back up. And actually we got a homeward bone, and I believe we have 7 of those. So even though the bonfire is not very far away, we're just going to use it. Okay. And we're at 25,000 souls. That's a decent chunk. I might level up just a little bit more. And let's put some in vitality. 2 in fact. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. Level 30. Okay, I think it's a good time to end the video here. Thank you for joining me. My name is Tebriel, and I hope to see you again on my adventures through Lodron. Take care, and goodbye, everybody.